Hello, guys. It's your host Shiloh, and here with me today is Trexador, and this is the morning show. Say hi, Trex.
Hey guys.
And today's topic we will be discussing is Infinite Warfare and a little bit of Battlefield, which I don't know much about the Battlefield, not incident. So, for all of you who are not up to date, Infinite Warfare's trailer is I think it's in the top 10s for the most disliked videos on YouTube, and Battlefield came out with a trailer, and apparently the new Battlefield is going to be taking place during the World War era, something like that, and it has been getting a lot of dislikes. I feel like this is kind of like a coincidence. Battlefield, because he posted after, they probably waited when Call of Duty posted like a futuristic game. Battlefield's like, well, we know not to make it futuristic. Let's take a step back and go to the old days, to the roots of most games. Well, not really most games, but to most FPS games started in a World War era, except for Halo, that started in space. And today we want to talk about the original Call of Duties, and then talk about the direction that Call of Duty is going, and discuss whether or not that this new direction is positive or negative towards themselves and more. Personally, I've played a lot of the Call of Duties. I actually started on Modern Warfare 2, which was a really fun game. It also introduced me to quickscoping, a very competitive thing in those days that proved if you were good or not at the game. I moved from Modern Warfare 2 to Call of Duty 4 for some reason, and then up to when I got Modern Warfare 3, and then slowly I just played each one along the ways. Black Ops 1, I played Black Ops 2 the least, just because I had it the least amount of time. Played Ghost, Black Ops 2 and 3. I played all of them mostly, except for Advanced Warfare. And generally, I think the direction of the game has actually improved in the sense that movement and all that, it's more fluid and stuff. I play Black Ops 3 a lot, and it's actually really fun, intuitive combat, since it can start anywhere and go anywhere once you engage in combat. It can take to the skies, in a sense. You can fly around. It can take place on the ground, fairly fast paced, and you can even go to the water, which there's very little water combat happen, but it is there for the opportunist. And I feel like Infinite Warfare may be more fun than what Black Ops 3 is, because we know that everybody enjoys Black Ops 3. I personally think Black Ops 3 is just great. I would like to be able to play Advanced Warfare to get a more thorough analysis on this, because from the ways it looks, people hated Advanced Warfare's movement system. And from what I could tell from the gameplays I've seen, the movement system in Advanced Warfare doesn't seem as open as it would be like in Black Ops, where you can kind of just move in all directions with your movement system. What's your thought on the futuristic aspect and continuous progression to the future in Call of Duty games, Trex?
Well, what I'm seeing, people are actually starting to get fatigued, and some people are crying for or well, not crying, but I guess the word is pleading to go back to the roots, like either World War One, World War Two, or even modern warfare. Because at one point they were actually fatigued of those old ones, so they started going towards the future. But then now they're fatigued over the futuristic stuff, so let's see, Battlefield comes out with World War One shooter, and praise it. Yeah.
Yeah, people really want Call of Duty to go back to being ground fighting only. And me playing all the original Call of Duties and moving to the newer releases, I personally can say that a good mix of both isn't too bad. That best game style that meets everyone's demands. I personally like Black Ops 3 the most out of the Call of Duty series because of the fast pace that it comes with. Because most Call of Duty games, to me, in the old games, were kind of slow paced unless you were playing like a fairly like objective based game mode, like Dominations were fairly like fast and rush. But generally, the game was slow overall, and that's what I thoroughly enjoy out of Black Ops 3 is the like wall running, the sliding into combat, the speed that you can pack to get into combat even quicker. It's really interesting for combat. The only thing I do have a problem with is like when I play Black Ops 3, I just feel like there's not enough gun options. I play like some of the older games and there's like a ton of options, it feels like to me. Modern Warfare 3 has a great number of guns, especially some of my favorite guns like the G36 and the PP Bison. That may not be the right name that they have in the game. I think it's like a PP90M1. I believe that's the name. And I actually moved up to Call of Duty Ghosts recently, and I got like some stuff on now, and I actually enjoy Call of Duty Ghosts the most out of ground games now for all the old Call of Duties. Like for Modern Warfare 2 and 3, Call of Duty Ghosts doesn't offer that many kill streaks in a sense. There's not that much to me at least. But for guns, like it offers a great number of guns to me. So I can switch it around and keep it interesting because I can't stand to play Black Ops for so long because I just find myself using the same guns, and if I switch to other guns, they don't feel as like good or don't work as well as like the guns I typically use. And I just feel there's such a really small limit on the guns that are in Black Ops 3. And yeah. One of the biggest complaints from people about Call of Duty Ghosts, and I don't really understand why so many people hate Ghosts. And like apparently a lot of people talk about how I guess the dog was really overpowered. I didn't look too much into that. I can say personally, I played online multiplayer a bit for Call of Duty Ghosts, and I've gotten the dog a couple of times. And I can personally say the dog fucking sucks when people have good accuracy. The people like packing guns, they can easily take the dog out with like an entire clip from what I can see. Doesn't matter what gun you have, it's just those things are weak now. Whether it was like originally when they released the game that the dogs were strong, or if it was genuinely like players, I don't know. All I know is the dog sucks now, and if it was strong in the old days, then I guess that's why people complain about it. What's your thoughts on the whole gun selection in Black Ops versus the older games, and your thoughts on like what people complain about the most?
Well, I think the problem is a lot of guns are kind of come similar. They're all fast paced, automatic. Variety is not as common. Like it's warfare. There's only like one or two shotguns.
I did not know that.
Yeah, even my brother. Yeah, my brother complained about the really limited gun selection in Advanced Warfare. I'm not too sure if it's any worse in Advanced Black Ops 3 or not, but yeah, honestly, I think World War II had more variety because you had the flamethrowers, rocket launchers, a couple shotguns, and you had the M1 Garand, which means you couldn't just waste ammo.
In the older times, I didn't really get to play World at War at all. Multiplayer. I played it mainly for zombies. When I had access to it, which was like through a friend. And then after a while, when I started getting into Call of Duty more often, getting more of the games, I considered getting it, except for the fact that if anyone's played World at War, everyone knows the fate that World at War has come to. It has fallen to the hands of the hackers, so you find people god moding and no clipping and just generally making the game really not fun. So that's kind of annoying to me. I've seen like there's a game mode for World at War actually, which kind of looks like a combination of domination and like search and destroy, I guess you could say. basically there's like 6 control points, and basically you can only capture the control point that is open. You can't go through and capture the others until you've gained control of the one control point. And basically the sides fight to try to capture all control points on the opposite side. I may be saying that like the instructions incorrectly, but that looked like a really interesting game mode, and it doesn't really seem like they brought it back from like last time checked. I think I seen someone's video bring it back, but they brought it back as a different name and changed it around a bit. So, like, that's the different thing is the game modes in the game have completely changed, such as in Black Ops 3 we have Uplink, which is basically like capture the flag, but they've kind of taken some inspiration, I guess you could say, from Halo's Oddball, where you hold the skull. Instead, in Black Ops 3, you're like holding a ball. And you can either jump into the score zone, or you can throw it like a football, or like a basketball, I guess, into the score spot and get points. It's a very interesting game mode, but at the same time, it's just so weird. Out in Call of Duty, capture the flag kind of makes sense, but I don't know why we're fighting over a ball. And then there's Safeguard. I think it's Safeguard. I believe that's what it is. Safeguard is the game mode where you have to stand next to a robot, and standing next to it will keep it powered up, and the opponents have to continuously kill you and the robot, shooting the robot like a couple of times to turn it off. Not a couple of times, like a lot of times. And basically you want to keep it deactivated until time runs out. And your goal is to get the robot to a certain destination. See, game modes typically stay the same until Black Ops 3, but there's new game modes being introduced. Up until like most games, we had like the same game modes like Team Deathmatch, Free for All, Domination, Search and Destroy, Capture the Flag, and then we had like in some of the newer Call of Duties, which I think actually take inspiration from some mods, such as Modern Warfare 2. There was infections and stuff like that, and then Modern Warfare 3 they decided to make that a legitimate thing, so there's infections as an actual playable game type. Like they started adding in a lot of party games such as gun game, shooter. That's a bad way to say it. Sharpshooter and Sticks and Stones. Sticks and Stones is a very fun game mode. And from last time I checked, I've also posted Black Ops 3 has not added most of the party games yet. There's Gun Game, but Gun Game is the only party game technically on there. And so it's kind of weird they haven't added that yet. What's your thoughts on everything I just mentioned? Jax?
I'm gonna be honest. All I've really played Call of Duty for is zombies.
Speaking of zombies, what's your thoughts on that? Wait, like, I'd like to say something first. Like, I personally like the new zombies, or the new zombies maps, but the very first zombie map, like, they fucked up the one thing that made zombies so possible. And that was, like, from anybody who plays zombies, and plays it, like, religiously, I guess you could say. There's, like, strategies you can go through. And one of the strategies is called training. And basically, what you do is you, like, run around in a certain pattern, certain rooms, depending on the map you're playing. There's, like, special paths and stuff you can do. And what you try to do is, essentially, when training, you're trying to funnel the zombies into, like, a great little horde behind you in somewhat of a line. And as they follow you, you turn around occasionally and just aim for the head and just take shots. And, like, because they're in, like, a really straight fashion, you can get, like, multiple headshots, get multiple kills, and rack up them points like nothing. And the problem about this is in the old days, it worked just fine, because once a zombie spawns, they stayed spawned and would follow you throughout the entire map. Once Black Ops 3 came out, I don't know if they did this on purpose, or they wanted to intentionally do this to fuck over players, and to kinda fix the game so that it's more difficult. But when zombies are following you, in the new map, Shadows of Evil, there's like technically 4 districts, but this only works, I think, for 3 districts. I think. You have Canals, Waterfront, and Footlight. And basically what happens is as you move amongst these districts, when you leave a district and have a horde of zombies following you, not all, but some of the zombies will just die, despawn, and then respawn ahead of you in the district that you're moving into, and basically it closes you off, cutting off your path, because you got these zombies just fucking respawning ahead of you, climbing out the windows or like dropping down, blocking off your potential paths. And most of the areas in Shadows of Evil aren't really maneuverable. That's the thing that made Shadows of Evil so difficult, was because you don't only have zombies spawning everywhere, but you have zombies spawning in, like despawning and respawning ahead of you, and the fact that they close off so much and make it so, like, tunnel-ish, makes it so you really have to make sure that you're running into wherever you're going is very precise, or won't get you, like, screwed over. And recently I bought the new DLC, The Awakening, which has the Eisendrache, sorry, and it kept the same, like, little problems, such as zombies, like, some despawn and respawn ahead of you. It's not as bad with the despawns, but it's also the fact that zombies spawn in the most obscure locations, such as one location is, like, to the left of where you spawn, or technically, yeah, to the left, because you spawn looking outwards over the balcony. To the left, you have this path you can go up that leads you to the first dragon statue. If anyone's played that, they would know. And basically, there's a railing that, if you look over it, is just a cliff that drops down, like, who knows how far. That is a spawn point, and zombies climb over that into the area. And if you don't know that, when you turn your back, you just get fisted by zombies and not know it. Not to mention, zombies in that map kind of like triple to even multi-hit you at random intervals, even on low rounds. Zombies would just like 3-hit combo you immediately to the ground. So it is, the zombies in Black Ops 3 are much more difficult to play, but it's more enjoyable because it's more fast-paced. It's like, if you played the older Call of Duty zombies, like Black Ops 1 and 2 and World at War, what's your thoughts on, like, the changes they've made? Trex? Have you
Sorry, I kind of.
have you played like any of the older Call of Duties, or only Black Ops 3 Zombies?
I actually haven't played Black Ops 3 Zombies yet. I've only played a little bit of like the Modern Warfare, the Black Ops game, and the mobile port of World at War.
Oh, the mobile World at War? I haven't played that. What was interesting is through these special game modes they added, whenever they released Call of Duty Ghosts, they wanted to create a special game mode, kind of like zombies, and it still is essentially like zombies, but it's not zombies. It's called Extinction, and basically you're fighting aliens. I played a bit of it. It's actually really fun. Kind of more difficult. It's not like as strategic as zombies would be, but it's still it's something. It's fun to play. So, like, with us rambling about random aspects of Call of Duty, generally, I think Call of Duty is, like, taking a certain direction that's just unique to what they've been doing. I think because they've made so many old-style or ground-based games, such as, like, if you count, like, the standard games they've made, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Ghosts, they, and, like, all the Black Ops 1, and I guess you could say 2, they've all been ground war. It's been somewhat modern. I think Black Ops 2 was when they started to take a step into the more futuristic aspect. They're just experimenting with, like, a new approach, and because they've worked with, like, the modern times so much, I think it's only fair that they get to play around with the more futuristic aspect. And so I think if Infinite Warfare is going to be good when it hit and release, and the reasons that players are complaining is because people complain about change all the time. I mean, no one was happy when Black Ops 3 came out because, like, the way it looks, and to me, Black Ops 3 just looks more futuristic than Infinite Warfare right about now, except for the ships flying into space aspect of it. But other than that, I mean, there's only one thing to look forward to. What's your thoughts on this before we close?
Well, I mean, Infinite Warfare catering to the trend, and then they tried to stick Modern Warfare Remastered in there like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
An $80 Band-Aid.
Okay. Before we close, we're going to go into the second segment where we review a certain topic, object, product. And today we're going to talk about, for a few minutes, about Bleach Brave Souls, which is an iOS mobile app. It is a hack and slash, really fun game based on the anime Bleach. I've been playing it for quite a while now. I've been trying to get Trex over here to play it, but he doesn't play mobile games, and so I can understand that. If you are looking for a really fun hack and slash phone game that's really intuitive, that offers like a multiplayer experience, not like you play with AIs, but you legit get to play with real other people who can, at times, fuck you over. And if you play the game, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The game also offers a sort of collection system, because you can collect all the characters from the show in different like variants and such, allowing you to really just be, if you're a collector of sorts, you can play the game and collect all the characters. It offers an RPG aspect, with each character having a soul tree they can upgrade. There's also like items you can collect called accessories you can use to give a even more slight boost to a character for aspects you're looking for, such as you can get gloves which increase attack, or a weird bracelet thing which increases focus, or even collect a cape which increases defense. It has an aspect that fits for everyone. The RPG types, the hack and slash types. It also has I think, I haven't actually seen the anime for Bleach, but from what others have told me, the storyline in the game is actually fairly, straightforward and the same as the show. And it starts with the beginning for the first episode, and it does skip over some minor details and skips over some certain arcs in the story of the main show. But in general, it's trying to hit the main storyline of the show. And so, if you want to learn more about Bleach, the game offers a really intuitive and fun storyline you can play along and get stuff from. And the final thing I can talk about is it does have that PvP, little competitive game mode to it for those who really love to compete with other people for rewards and such. Well, you create your own team, a team of 3 people in the game, which you use in story mode, and you switch back and forth between your team, members of your team. Competitive game mode, those 3 members fight other people's teams, and basically you get points for winning, and it's very fun. I've given a, what was the scale rating? Like a 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10? I believe it was a 1 out of 10, wasn't it?
Noble?
No, like
5.
Oh, it was a 1 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah, 1 to 5.
I'll give it like a 4 out of 5. Just like any other mobile game, it has a cooldown system to it. You use these things called soul tickets that you get 5, and one regenerates every 15 minutes. And so you have to wait kind of like a total of an hour, I think. Maybe even more than an hour for all your tickets to respawn. But the cool thing is they offer challenges, orders, what they're calling the game, that if you complete, give you like a ticket, and there's a daily order that resets every day, and completing it you can get 5 more tickets, and tickets stack. So if you don't play the game for like a while, but you do the dailies every day, you can literally get a stack up to about 50 or to even 100. I know people who have hundreds, and they basically just save those until special events. And that's my last key thing to the game. the creators of this game, which is K-Labs, they're doing a great job with the game. They keep updating it, adding in new events, new, like, gachas, which is like a slot machine gamble thing. It fucks you over. Don't play with it too much. And they're continuously updating it, adding more to the story, because the story's not done right now, so the story is continuously being added, which is really interesting. They're keeping the game fresh with new content, new characters always being added, and it really just changes up the game knowing that it is continuously changing and it's still a current game. So that's why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. It's just that cooldown system that really just ticks me off. I mean, you can get past it by playing co-op online. You can play co-op without having to use a ticket, but whoever you're playing with has to use a ticket to start a co-op lobby. And so if you want to still play the game, you can just go play co-op, but you want to make sure you have a good internet connection to be able to play co-op online. Otherwise, you just get disconnected in the middle of the game. But that won't mean you get kicked out. You just switch to a single-player session of the co-op you were playing. With everything I've explained, I've been trying to get you to play Trackstore. What's your opinions on what I've told you so far? It would be better if you would have played the game, but, like, your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, usually I only play mobile games when I'm like out somewhere around and play them. Play on my computer, play games, console.
So give it a rating. What out of 5?
I can't really rate something I played yet.
True. His rating is a question mark out of 5. It's just how it works, yeah. Okay, so that's the ending of our podcast. Thank you guys for listening. As always, I am Shiro. Be sure to check out all my other videos and content. And we will talk to you guys next time.